Memphis. The rich Delta soil here has birthed incredible music and legendary musicians. Our musical roots run deep. The branches of our musical family tree spread far and wide. Since the 1950s, the Memphis Symphony Orchestra has been connecting Mid-Southerners to that rich music that belongs to each of us.
Music is its own language. It helps us relate to people. Even if we didn't speak the same language, we would be able to speak through music.
I was looking at their bows and seeing how they were playing their notes. Some of the notes were high and they were using their pinkies. I can't do that yet, but I'm going to learn.
I have a wonderful feeling of satisfaction when I've done a good job on stage. The feeling that I've touched somebody else's life.
I've never heard an orchestra play unless it was on a CD, but I had a chance to go and see them play. It was amazing. I loved it. I enjoy the time that I spend with Mr. Frank because I get to learn new things about my music that I didn't know from the first.
You make the right hand do some of the work, you make the left hand do some of the other too. Let's do that. Let's do our division of labor here. 1, 2, ready, go. Hopefully I've been able to plant some of the seeds of certain skills that I think will be helpful to them. Not just because they're good for music, but because they're good for other things too.
I've learned how to read music. I've learned how the rhythm goes. It's pretty awesome to spend time with a person, you know, that plays with an orchestra.
The very first time that the students played, after about 2 weeks of working with the mentors, they were all shocked at the way that they were playing because they didn't realize that they could play that well.
Very good. Your sound is a lot better when you...
I'm getting better at my instrument and playing the song and reading music more than when I started at this school.
This B, C, and D can be separate from one another. So you go slur. Good, one more time.
She helps us to read slurs and how to focus on the tempo and the beat of a note.
This program is one of the most important things that I think the symphony can do for the city of Memphis.
It's just amazing to see how, coming from the orchestra class, students are going to math class and they feel much better about going to math class because they feel like, well, if I just learned this hard scale that I couldn't play for weeks, now I can play this scale, of course I can learn some fractions.
It's teaching me to keep going if I mess up, and like if you mess up on a piece of music, you just try again.
It's leading me to my future, to what I want to be. Start setting my goals now.
Our symphony teaches through music, but learning is not just for children. Our symphony has designed a nationally recognized learning experience for professionals.
The Leading from Every Chair program that we've developed really lifts the veil of the mystery that people might feel when they come and see a symphony concert. There's so much that happens behind the scenes.
We have all of the bow hair makes it louder. So I'll flatten out the bow for the opening chord. I'll play with all of it, but then when I have
the workshop is a full-day workshop that involves progressively more in-depth and progressively larger areas of exploration of what the symphony does and how it does it.
In the music are these, which are slurs.
I love the title, The Leading from Every Chair. I can absolutely see that, and you see in an organization as large as ours that you need that, because one person certainly can't get you there, and so there is a need to lead from various chairs and various positions.
That was an aha moment for me, that people understand I know my role, not only as an individual, but I know my role within my section, and then I know my role within the entire orchestra. I think in our business we have a tendency to forget about that.
A business can learn much from a finely tuned orchestra, and side by side with our symphony musicians, seasoned professionals are rediscovering their own creativity, innovation, and excellence.
Even the last chair of the viola section still has a very important part to play. You have to have every part of the music happening in the way that the composer has envisioned for that work to be realized.
What I saw was the lights going on around my teammates and my coworkers and my peers on what they can do better in the workplace, and also what we can do to improve the culture in our work environment.
The Memphis Symphony Orchestra has given me a new definition of leadership.
And it's given me inspiration to be a better leader, a better person.
Before today, I would not have been able to speak so clearly about the lessons that I think the city, certainly me as a manager, but also just, as a citizen, really could learn from the orchestra.
I feel very strongly about making this connection with them, and I feel like their concert-going experience, if they've ever had it before, will never be the same again.
It's using music as a tool to serve Memphis and make Memphis a better place. We're not just about doing concerts, we're about helping people and helping the city grow and be a better place to live. This is where I live. And I want it to be a great city. And I think we have a lot of great things here, and this symphony is one of those.
Serving the community through music. Our symphony provides over 37,000 musical experiences for students in Shelby County every year. We perform benefit concerts to support the work of other nonprofit organizations. We bring tens of thousands of people together every year for community concerts performed throughout the Mid-South.
When a person buys a ticket to a concert, they're paying for less than 30% of the cost of what it costs to operate this symphony. So that means over 70% of the cost has to come from gifts and sponsorships and grants. And that amounts to, right now, about $3 million a year that has to be raised. It's important to the growth of the city. It's important in so many different ways to have this music in the city.
I think a good symphony will be the hallmark of a truly great and comprehensive city, when people can understand that you don't have to go to Boston to hear the Boston Pops. You don't have to go to Philadelphia. You don't have to go to New York. Guess what? We have it right here.